If you've been out on any lakes or rivers in Wisconsin over the past year or two, you've likely encountered these wakeboats. These monster trucks of the water are bringing an extreme sport to our glacial lakes. While we all want to have fun, the costs of this sport are taking their toll on many local communities and the lakes they cherish. Today, we're examining one of the many challenges with wakeboats: downward prop wash. Wakeboats in wake surf mode typically have the stern and prop angled towards the lake bottom. This is where significant damage can occur. Downward prop wash from a wakeboat has been shown in some studies to impact a lake bottom as deep as 33 feet. To put this in perspective, let's watch a short clip of a wakeboat starting out from a 7-foot deep underwater bar before heading into deeper water. Wakeboats loaded with ballast and passengers can weigh between 10,000 to 15,000 pounds. For comparison, a Chevy Suburban weighs about 5,000 pounds, and a GMC Hummer weighs 9,500 pounds. To move that much weight, the boat relies on an engine in the 400 horsepower range, with newer models featuring engines up to 650 horsepower. You can see the bottom sediment churning long after the wakeboat has left the scene. From an aerial perspective, the sheer size of the sediment plume becomes evident. This is not a fishing boat causing a prop scar in 2 feet of water. This is a wakeboat in wake surf mode starting at 7-foot depth and moving into deeper waters. Despite it being a busy Sunday on the lake, none of the other types of boats caused any bottom scarring. It was only our wakeboat in surf mode that did. We also filmed many other types of boats crossing the exact same area that afternoon. While the industry denies it, wakeboats are indeed different. Now, how does that prop wash impact the bottom? Let's visit a specific section of Big Cedar Lake in Wisconsin, where a local resident has been filming areas of the lake bottom since 2011. The area shown is called the wishbone, reflecting the sunken tree with wishbone branches. The wishbone feature is in approximately 15 feet of water. In 2014, this area was a thriving deep weed bed loaded with aquatic life. Then the wakeboats came to Big Cedar. By 2023, the area was a barren moonscape. New footage taken on June 2, 2024 shows the same situation: a barren moonscape devoid of life. In August 2023, the Southeastern Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission did their annual 5-year aquatic plant survey of Big Cedar and noted the following: cover by large pondweeds, which provide excellent gamefish habitat, was significantly lower in 2023 than in 2018. Do we know that wakeboats cause this damage? The evidence is mounting as fishermen around Wisconsin are reporting the disappearance of deep weed beds in the lakes. Let's move to Pewaukee Lake, a popular 2,400-acre lake just outside Milwaukee. We visited with veteran Pewaukee Lake fishing guide, Mike Koepp. Mike has been guiding on Pewaukee for decades. For most fishermen, their sonar units are their stock in trade. They learn every bottom contour, weed bed, and fish crib on the lakes they fish. In the last 2 years, Mike has been noticing large holes or craters in the lake bottom appearing on his side-scan sonar unit. The holes appear in approximately 18 feet of water, in an area popular with wake surfers. The working theory is these holes are caused by wake surf boats starting up with a rider. Here's another screenshot of the mysterious holes appearing in this area. Side-scan sonar provides fishermen with an image of the bottom terrain on both the right and left sides of the boat. In this case, the sonar reveals 2 craters to the right of the boat, each approximately 13 to 15 feet in length. The shadowed sections indicate the deeper areas of the craters, helping us infer the direction from which the boat was launched. We went out with Mike in August 2024 to see some of these craters for ourselves. And sure enough, in the area where these pockets were found, we also found boats wake surfing. Mike points to his screen as we pass over some of these craters. Obviously, this type of shock to the lake bottom can cause numerous environmental challenges. Let's move to Lake Mendota, a 9,800-acre lake in the heart of Madison, Wisconsin. Changes to the bottom composition aren't just impacting fish habitats. In the past 2 years, researchers have discovered ancient canoes in Lake Mendota's bottom, some of which they believe are 3,000 to 4,000 years old. When asked why these canoes weren't discovered earlier, researchers noted that the area in question is popular for wake surf boats. The theory is that a few years of wakeboat prop wash unearthed a few thousand years of sediment. Lakes at Stake reached out to one of those involved in the discovery to learn more. While the location of the canoes is not public, we were told they were found at depths of 22 to 27 feet. While the new archaeological finding was exciting for researchers, this type of sediment disruption has the potential to cause water quality issues for lakes across the state. The wakeboat industry insists education is the answer. However, one inadvertent pass in a shallower or sensitive area can cause damage to the bottom that could last for years. How do you quantify the loss of a series of fish nests after a wake surf boat blows them apart? And it isn't just the fisheries at risk. The water quality for everyone is in jeopardy. Most Wisconsin lakes and rivers are loaded with various minerals, chemicals, and nutrients that have accumulated in the lake bottom over decades, with phosphorus being the most common. In the 1950s and 60s, several Wisconsin lakes used arsenic for lakeweed control. Arsenic from these treatments remains buried in the sediment in certain areas. Some lakes and rivers in the state still have high concentrations of PCBs, mercury, and other residual chemicals from old manufacturing plants. A key question for researchers is how much of these long-buried materials are now being disrupted by wakeboat activity. Are they contributing to algae blooms and other negative impacts? We don't have these answers yet, as scientists are just beginning their investigations. As we're now learning, the downward propwash from wakeboats is a very serious threat to the ecosystems of our Wisconsin lakes. Water quality, fisheries, and potentially even the thermocline itself can be significantly impacted. The question is, will Wisconsin respond before the damage is irreparable? Boats are becoming larger and more powerful every year. In the next legislative session, the topic of wakeboat regulation will again arise. Lakes at Stake Wisconsin is committed to being your voice in Madison, but we need your financial help. Visit our website at lakesatstake.org to learn more and help support our mission. Together, we can save our Wisconsin lakes.